All right, tubers, I got another maintenance update for you on the BMW S1000. Today I'm cleaning my chain, and I know for a lot of you guys it's a pain in the ass, or we don't ever get around to it. But I'm gonna show you a real easy way to clean this chain. Now, what you're gonna need is you're gonna need a clean rag. You're gonna need some degreaser, and this is what I'm using, this clean up chain cleaner. And then you're gonna need, if I can find it, where did I put that there? All right, so I located one of my lubers, and this is called liquid wrench chain and cable lube. Now you can pick this up at Walmart. It's not really the best lube. This is the lube that I just bought. This is what I usually use, this Bel-Ray. This lube, in my opinion, out of everything I've used, and I probably used 10 different lubes, this is the best lube that money can buy right here. And the reason is because the lubrication is awesome. One, you can go a lot longer without lubing your chain with this. And also it doesn't fling off. It really sticks. It's like a lithium type grease. But what I do is put the bike on the stand like this, because you're going to want to have this tire to be spinnable like that, or else you're just going to be having a real hard time getting that chain clean. But what you're going to want to do, and see, I've already cleaned my chain, and I'm sorry you guys, but I just now thought that this would be a good video that I can make. But what I do is I take the degreaser and I'll go ahead and start spinning it, and I'll start spraying the chain down as I'm spinning it slowly. I'll spray it on the top, and I'll spray it on the side, and I'll spray it on the sprocket. And I'll do about 2 rounds of this right here. And then what you want to do is you're going to want to let it sit for about 15-20 minutes. And you'll notice, like you'll see on my garage floor, see a little streak right there. And this is my little, you can tell this is where my motorcycle sits, because all that oil that's sitting right there. Not because I have a leak, but I do all my oil changes and everything right there. Anyways, you'll see all the gunk just start dripping off of the chain, and you want to let it sit there about 15-20 minutes. And then what you want to do is you want to come over to your hose, and you don't need a pressure washer for this, but if you got one and you got the time and the energy to do that, then you can go ahead and use a pressure washer if you'd like. I wouldn't suggest getting too close with it though. You want to get this pressure nozzle right here. You can pick this up probably for like $10 at Walmart or something like that, but this is pretty handy, you know, on different things. But you want to take this right here, turn your hose on to full blast, and then you want to take here, I'll show you. Take the hose. You want to kind of, I'm sorry, text message came in. You want to kind of spray the chain as you're turning it, and you want to make sure that you're getting right there where the O-rings are and everything like that. You want to go start spraying this. I'll do about 2 rounds of that very slowly. Make sure you get all that stuff off, and you'll start to see, as you're spraying it, you'll start to see the water actually turning black as it's shooting across the chain, because that's all that gunk and all that brake powder and all that stuff that's coming off the chain. And then I'll point it to the sprocket right here on the side, and I'll start spinning it. I'll do about 2 rounds of that. Then I'll come down here to the chain right here, and I'll start spraying it, getting both sides of the O-ring, get on the bottom of it like this, start spraying it, do about 2 rounds of that. Then I'll point it over here to where the sprocket is. You can see a little space, and every motorcycle has this space where you can actually see the teeth of the sprocket, and you want to start spinning that and getting all the gunk off of that too. And that right there, and then, is pretty much the easiest way, and it's a pretty quick way too, to clean your chain. And cleaning your chain is really important, because it's really the difference of like 10,000 miles. You know, I've known guys that had sprockets and chain that would wear out within like 10,000 miles. Now, if you keep up with your chain, lubing it, cleaning it all the time, you can easily go 25-30,000 miles with your chain. But really the main thing that wears and tears your sprocket down is all that brake dust and all that crud that gets in there, like dirt and, you know, things like that. But then after you spray it down, you'll notice it's going to be a lot cleaner. You want to take a clean rag. You don't want to use a dirty rag because you don't want to put the crap back on there that you just took off. And then you want to kind of take your finger, right? You want to press it against, and usually I go underneath like this right here, but you want to kind of use your ring finger, your middle finger, and your index finger, and you kind of want to put the middle finger in the middle of the chain and put the two other fingers on the side right there, and then you want to kind of spin it like this right here. That way you're getting all that. And I do about like 5 turns of that right there until I can see, you can see the chain is real nice and shiny. Look on the sprocket, there's no crud, no brake dust or anything like that, and everything just looks real clean. And so right now I'm just letting it dry off with all the water. And once it's dry, I'll take my lube and I'll go ahead and do about 2 rounds of this, okay? And I'm gonna show you that right in a minute. All right. So my chain is nice and dry. As you can see, that thing is sparkling. Nothing. So it's a really good hack to quickly clean your chain. Now, I got some bell ray over here, and I'm gonna apply this to my chain. See if we can do this with one hand. You can see that white lithium type grease. That's the stuff you want. Because that stuff right there will stay on and it won't fling off. So if you're a hard rider, especially someone that's like me that forgets to oil their chain every 200 miles, this is a real good grease to get. You definitely want to get it in there in them O-rings too. You don't want to forget about that, because that stuff will bust on you if the chain causes too much friction. And then your chain can fall apart while you're riding, and you don't want to do that. So what I usually do is I go around twice. So that's 1. All right, and what I also like to do is get the sides right there. Probably a little bit easier if it went over here. All right, let's see if we can get this thing. Well, you get the point. So I'm going to spray this thing down right here, and then I'll be done. So let it sit for about 15-20 minutes at least before you ride, and you're good to go. And there you go. Now you also have another sprocket that's in there, which is pretty hard to get to. What you'll have to do is you'll have to take apart a lot of shit. This cover right here would have to come off, and yeah, I'm not really going to do that. But I got the majority of the chain, and that's really what matters. I'm not looking to go 25,000-30,000 miles on this chain, but if I can get 20 at least off of it, I'd say that's a win. So there goes a quick way, I would call it a hack, to clean your chain. Just degrease it, let it sit for a minute, and then hit it with a water hose with a pressure nozzle, and dry it off with a clean rag, and then hit it with some bell ray. All right, you guys. So guys, if you liked that video, if you like those tips and the pointers, subscribe to my channel, and I'll be coming out with more stuff.